Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're bringing you the Fairy Tale 476 chapter. Before we get into it, it really is an emotional, kind of heartfelt, tug on your heartstrings type of chapter. It was enjoyed, at the same time you kind of feel for the characters involved. Thoroughly enjoyed, 7 out of 10 for me. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So point number 1. Third origin is pretty much re-explained. It's continuing from where we left off, which is always good. Sometimes they cut away and it's like, what happened? But yeah, this is actually pretty good. It kind of carries on. So the re-explained third origin, you fulfill your potential, you get all that magic you would normally gain over years, and it kind of reminds me of the whole Hunter x Hunter thing with Gon when he kind of gave into his potential and got really powerful. A similar kind of thing, except she didn't Hulk out and turn into a beast. But in any case, who's the she? You have to wait and see. Anyway, so we get explained that, and then we also explain that it's not both of you, it has to be one of you that takes it. Takes the third origin and lose your magic, because the other person has to go and save Charlotte. So they're kind of to and froing. I want to do it. Surprisingly, Wendy takes charge, shoves it out the way, says, I'm going to do it quickly, let's hurry this up. And I find that interesting because you can see she's taken a very stern and strong turn. She's developed from the crybaby she once was to a person that makes decisions and ready to give up everything for her friends and those she loves. So it's always good to see that character development. So yeah, she gets hit with apparently third origin, and then she charges up ready for battle. That sets up point number 2. So point number 2, Wendy charges up, goes into battle, and really does give it her all. She starts off with a sky dragon claw attack, which DiMaria takes. DiMaria hits her with this crazy move called the Age Scratch, which effectively makes you feel all the pain of your life. So it's crazy because that's really affecting your body, and it's one of those where every time Wendy takes an attack, she comes back, she's determined, she goes, I got third origin on my side, and she's really pushing. Then she gets backed into a corner and looks like she's out, and she's wondering, why isn't it working? Has it not activated yet? I need to carry on. Even at a point where she gets shot in a magic beam through her leg and she's on the floor, it is crazy. And you think, I was thinking at this time, was that all third origin was? I'm sure Wendy's capable of a lot more. And then we find out the truth. Sharia steps in, blocks that final attack, and saves Wendy's life. Save Wendy's life. I don't know why I said it like that. But in any case, that's point number 2. Let's get on to point number 3. So it is explained, the explanation. So effectively what happened was, you could say what Ultia did with Wendy was kind of like the placebo effect. It made her believe she was going in there. It may have been like a magic amplification technique or something like that. Although third origin is the same, but kind of more of a minor scale, to make Wendy believe she was the one that had the power. So what it turns out that Sharia had the power, which makes sense. Although I didn't want any of them to lose their powers or have to sacrifice their powers, it made sense for the Godslayer to get the power up, because the way you have to see it now is Godslayer versus God Oversoul, which makes perfect sense from the sense of magic style. So for example, you wouldn't expect Ice Mage to kill a dragon, because it wouldn't, it'd be a dragon slayer magic you think would slay a dragon. It's a similar kind of thing, I guess. So Godslayer magic to defeat the Godslayer, the God Oversoul, sorry. So she gets the power up. Really, Wendy was the more or less the distraction, I guess, and effectively Wendy's going in there, and you can tell her power up is significant because she hits her so hard that she loses her oversoul. That's like, I mean, so so that's important because it shows you that this power up isn't a joke. And should Sharia have lived through and built up her potential, she would have been a force to reckon with. It's a shame she had to go through this. But then every time she's going forward, DiMaria is getting pushed back and getting more desperate. DiMaria tries throwing an attack, and Wendy steps in, does an enchantment and blocks her, kind of like a barrier to support her friend. Now this sets up the final clash, which is point number 4. Point number 4, DiMaria is going crazy, like, oh, how can I be defeated by the likes of these people? I need to go in. She goes in full whack, and Sharia, spurred on by her experiences, the good times, the fact that she was clumsy, she realized she had talent in magic, and magic brought her friends and many memories. Protecting those that she loved motivates her to do her final move. And the final move, it's in Japanese, so I'm going to try to read it out. Amano Murakama, I think is what it's called. I do not know the English translation, but honestly, it looks amazing. I cannot wait to see this animated. But that final attack blows Di Maria away. Now, people can call BS on this, and I get that. But what you have to understand is it's Godslayer magic. And if you're giving up all your life of magic for one moment of a power-up, you can imagine how much power that is. So you got to realize Sheria had some potential. She was very dangerous and powerful for a young little girl. I'm bearing in mind she's probably lost 50, 60 years of magic that she probably had left. It's fairy tale, maybe 200 years, I don't know. But she gave that up for that one battle. So the significance of that power-up would be really dramatic. And a Godslayer defeating a God Oversoul makes sense to me. So that leaves the battle done and dusted. Time begins to go back to normal. Ultia basically says at the last gasp for herself, go to Sharla, Wendy, and do your thing. She heals Sharla. Sharla comes to. This sets up point number 5. So point number 5, Wendy is crying, and Sharla's like, "Why are you crying for?" And she obviously can't say this, but you know, Sharla's basically being saved because somebody else had to give up their magic. And I think there's like you could say it's cliche, but Sheria basically said, you know, magic comes from love. Love always kind of overcomes magic. So to give up your magic for something you love and someone you care about is worth it in the end. So it's like a very heartfelt moment, a very kind of, like I said, tug on your heartstrings type of thing. So quite an emotional chapter, and I really feel for the characters. I really hope we can find a way around and get the magic back to the people, especially Sheria, because you know the Sky Sisters are no more now. And I really hope this spurs Wendy on to do more powerful and better things with her magic, because at the end of the day she is a dragon slayer, so she's more than capable. What's interesting is right at the end of the actual chapter we actually see a glimpse of an old Ultia. Now bearing in mind she did not die, it never said she died, she went old, she gave up her life, her youth for that 1 minute previously, so she's still alive in the world, but she basically doesn't have much power, and all her power is trapped in the chasms and the space of time, because she gave it up for that minute. So I could imagine in time, if that minute's gone now in that space of that battle, that's all her magic gone. If it was less than that, there may be some remnants left, but I guess that's the idea of what they were trying to portray in this for her side of it. So she is alive, she probably can't use any more magic, and you know, she did some good with her magic at the end. Twice now she saved everybody, including Grey, and now she saved Wendy and Cherry and given them the chance to move on. I only hope that, you know, Third Origin didn't take your power, but sometimes to get great power you need to make great sacrifice, I guess, and that's pretty much what happened. But that's the chapter in a whole. I hope you enjoyed the chapter as I did. A bit more of an emotional chapter. I hope you like this review. If there's something you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and leave it in the comment section below. If there's something you don't like, thumb downs, and let me know in the comment section below so I can work on it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. So for everything I do it on a weekly basis. I am going to be doing the anime as well, so please continue to show your support as I produce all this content for you guys, and hopefully you'll see more from me. Peace.